Hi. Hi guys, welcome back to HK and Shani. I'm Shani and I'm recovering from an eating disorder.
Hi Shani.
Hi Danny. This is my husband Danny, for those that don't know.
Hi guys.
We're gonna do a Q&A for you today. I asked you guys to leave questions on my last two videos and then also on Instagram, and so we're gonna answer some of them, and most of these are about medical and our experience and all that stuff, so if that interests you, stick around. Beth Ann, it's either Beth Ann or Bethany. I think it's Beth Ann, right? She's one of my, I love her so much. She's so supportive. Says, be strong. I know you'll fully get through this and everything else. Don't be afraid to feel what you're feeling, Shani. Try to remember that you are not alone. Remember that you are very, very loved, very needed, and very special. I know it's not easy, but you are a strong and beautiful person. You will get through this, and when you do, you will be stronger and more beautiful than you already are. Love, Beth Ann. Question, how did you get C. diff? Were you on antibiotics? I know antibiotics can sometimes cause it. So no, I was not on antibiotics. They think I had been in the emergency room like what, a week or 2 weeks or something. I think a week before that for a different issue that was flaring up, and they think that maybe I caught it there because Danny didn't get it, so he didn't bring it home, or else he would have gotten it. I'm so glad you didn't get it.
I would have sucked.
Yeah, so they don't know for sure, but no, it wasn't from an antibiotic. I wasn't on any antibiotics, but yeah, that can happen with C. diff.
Well, somebody also said that, yes, antibiotics can cause it, but a lot of us have it already too, but it just doesn't, it's in balance with everything else that we have going on, and it's suppressed enough by all of our other immune system stuff, so it probably could have been in you.
Okay, do you have a heart condition, or were the heart attacks from the sepsis and everything else? They think that what contributed to the heart attack was the C. diff, the sepsis, my eating disorder contributed because that makes your organs weaker. So I wasn't active in my eating disorder the time that it happened, but because of all those years that I was active, what, 33 years or something, that just kind of weakened my heart. So so it did contribute, but it wasn't like the main cause. The main cause was stress. So it's a stress induced. In fact, we just got back from seeing the heart doctor. Yeah, so what was the question?
Do you have a heart condition?
He's here because I'm a mess and I can't think straight, so I'm having him help me today because
she's having a great day.
It's just been a crazy couple months and I'm just out of my mind.
The question was, do you have a heart condition, or were the heart attacks from the sepsis and everything else?
Yeah, so we don't
technically
think...
it was from the C. diff and the sepsis because that stressed her body out.
Right.
And then we had a personal thing go on which sent her up and over the edge of the stress limit, which caused the heart attack.
Yeah. So they do think that I might have POTS, and I've mentioned that before on here. I just have not got officially, I mean, I've had so many doctors tell me they think I have it, but I just haven't gotten the test done. But we finally set up the test. I'm really scared, but we got to do it. So, and that is a heart condition. That's where, I forget, the blood doesn't pump regular or something.
Well,
I mean, POTS is a lot of different things.
It's a lot of different things. But it
is a heart
condition.
Yeah.
It's a blood pressure, blood rate, or a heart rate condition.
Yeah.
So.
I'm hoping I'm hoping this was just like a fluke, or it could be.
Sure.
I don't know. Glad you're doing okay. Thank you. So many people have like sweet messages like that instead of questions. This is so sweet. How do you stay so positive during all of this? This sounds like such a nightmare for both of you. You think do I come off as positive?
Of course it's stressful. Stressful as heck. Watch your loved one go through that kind of stuff and then have absolutely no way to help her and everything like that. It's stressful as much stress as you can feel without having a heart attack.
We got a bunch of questions. What was the experience like on your end?
Sucked. That sucked. That was sucky. Because as a husband, as a fixer, as a person who wants to help and all that stuff, and to have all of that just not count for crap during that time sucks. Sucks. The best thing I could do is just be there with her and hold her hand and keep her as calm as I could. And
oh my God. gosh.
Everything else was suck. So
he did amazing.
I don't recommend it.
And he was there as often as he could. He had to work sometimes, and so sometimes he would go home, or I would like send him home to sleep for a little bit when I was in the ICU. And he just, there was one night I sent him home to sleep, and then I called him back like an hour later and was like, I need you back here. And he's just been such a trooper, and couldn't have done it without him. He's incredible.
You're a trooper for surviving it, for crying out loud. Come on.
Yeah. Well, and it's made us stronger, so I really love and appreciate that. So that's pretty cool. I always complain first, and then I try and look at the positive. I'm not positive right away. Usually I'll complain first, and then I'll be like, but you know what? It could be worse, and there's starving kids around the world, and people who, I know. I'm just saying that's what happens.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, next. Can you finish explaining what the heart attack felt like? Yeah, when I did the heart attack, I noticed that when I was editing too. I didn't think anyone would catch on to that, but I never finished my sentence. I got sidetracked with something else, and I never finished what it felt like. It felt like if you were to imagine that all of your fingers were huge, like steak knives or something, and just like that. And then it felt like there was probably a 50, 60, 70 pound weight on my chest as well. And then the pain just shot down my arm. That's how I knew it was a heart attack, like I could tell. And then my whole body went numb. So it was scary. It was the worst, absolute worst pain I've ever felt. But luckily that pain didn't last forever. Like I was saying in the C. diff video, or the heart attack video yesterday, or when whatever, what was I saying?
Pain. Worst pain you've ever felt.
The C. diff was the worst experience, the worst medical experience I've ever, because it would not go away. It was constant for so long, and it just was awful. But the heart attack was like the worst pain I've ever felt, but it didn't last forever. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was scary. And you know, when you know, you know. I will say that because there have been so many times. How many times have I told you I thought I was having a heart attack in my life?
A lot.
And it always ended up being anxiety, something like that. But this time, like I knew, like I was screaming at him to call 911. Did the time go by fast or slow in the hospital? Very slow.
Very slow.
Like the slowest ever of all the times of the places. How about for you?
It went, I thought it was pretty fast.
I mean, I guess you weren't there 24/7, but still.
Like the first half, when we first got there,
fast?
it was really fast because they were all running around doing stuff too. And
Yeah.
getting in. I mean, they were pretty fast. But then once you were like in the ICU, yeah, then they slowed everything down. And but that's kind of how it's
Gotcha.
supposed to work too. Like they
Yeah.
got a monitor and everything, and that takes time. So
Yeah. How close to death did you feel? When I was having the heart attack? Someone's at our front door.
no, outside, just a flash.
Okay.
Sure. Serious?
It's just anxiety. It happens every time. You don't get this when the doorbell rings or...
No.
What?
Usually it's a package. It's like Happy Time.
No, this is a normal thing. Tell us in the comments below. Do you freak out if someone's at the door? Is that just me?
Yes.
No, this is a thing. I've heard people talk about it. Because they make the comparison like back in the day when we didn't have smartphones. It was exciting when someone called. But now it's like, who's calling? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Or it was exciting when people came to your house, and now it's like, I don't want to see you. You've never experienced this?
No.
Am I crazy? Can you guys tell us in the comments, do you get scared or stressed or anxious every time the doorbell rings or knock at the door or your phone rings, any of that? Why are you looking at me like...
I didn't know you're so scared about stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Not like that.
When people knock on our door, what do? Immediately hide. That's protocol. Anyway, what was the question?
Figuring out all new things today.
How close did you feel to death? Pretty close. I was talking, so that was good. I was awake for sure.
I mean, you were talking to God
But
too.
yeah, but I was talking to God, and not only was I begging for my life, I also was begging for forgiveness for all the things I had done wrong. I was like praying. I don't know if I said that out loud, did I? I don't remember what I said out loud.
It was kind of.
I know I said something out loud because they kept being like, you need to stop talking.
Yeah.
You're making it worse. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So I don't know what I said or thought, but I know that to God, I was both like, please let me live. And also, I'm so sorry I did this. And I'm so sorry I did this. And please forgive me for this. And please forgive me for this. And I was definitely like, I did feel like I was dying at that point for sure. And then the C. diff, I was dying, but I didn't know I was dying. They didn't tell me that it was...
It was like a slow...
Yeah. It was like a slow death. Yeah, it was really miserable.
They didn't decide to tell us anything about it.
So it was like every day, if they'd have given me the option, I would have rather died than go through it. That's how bad it was. Like, that's how awful it was. I hope nobody in the world...
Don't get C. diff. Sucks.
Do not get C. diff. It's the worst thing ever. Oh my gosh, it was bad. How many IVs did you have? Did you have to have all together? What does that mean? So like both experiences combined? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
16.
Were you surprised about having a heart attack at your age? I want you to answer this.
For me, no. For her, yes.
I was not surprised.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I was surprised. You were not surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
Everybody in the medical community was surprised. Even the doctor today, she's like, okay, you're 39. What's going on?
Yeah.
After we heard everything,
he was so nice, and I don't remember meeting him.
You had like 100 doctors coming in.
I don't remember.
Room,
the doctor, the specialist we saw today, the cardiologist, he remembered me, but I didn't remember. He's like...
Well, again, hey.
He's like, I can't believe you.
He said, you were having a bad day, so...
I was having a bad day.
So you don't have to remember...
It was about bad month.
That was a bad month.
But it's okay. Things are getting better.
Yeah. Good doctor.
Yeah, really nice doctor. I like him a lot. I just want to say this song was beautiful. Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, can Danny share his perspective on all of it? Anything else you can... What did it look... I want to know what it looked like, actually. So what happened from your end? Like, explain the heart attack from your end.
I don't know. Everything kind of was a mad rush as well because of the circumstance.
What do you remember? Because I
remember you were like grabbing your chest and you fell to the floor and you were yelling and screaming, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and I'm calling 911. I'm talking to them as calmly as I can, but trying to keep you awake and breathing and everything like that. And then it's like, oh, I gotta go unlock the front door. So I left it for a second, unlocked the front door for the EMTs to get in, and then I came back to you and talked the whole time, and I heard them pull up, and they came in, told them where you were, and they came up and they kind of separated me from you for a minute so they could do their thing, and they were asking me questions, and I'm trying to answer questions to them, but you were freaking out too, so they were really paying attention to you, which is what they're supposed to do.
How many guys were there? I only saw 2.
No, there were like 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I only saw 2.
2 for the fire engine, 2 for the... actually 3 for the ambulance, because there's 2 front guys and then a rear back guy. But then they were like, okay, they did an EKG on you on the spot, remember? And they're like, all right, let's get you out of here.
Yeah, the faces they made.
So they they're like, we don't like how this looks. And I'm like, what does that mean?
I know, I was like, they should have kept a straight face because that panicked me more.
Yeah, they sucked it. They were not poker players.
But when they did the code to the other guy, did you catch that part? The guy that was, he was like, Z from the lower, and the other guy's like,
yeah.
like, don't do that.
That code?
I was like begging, am I having a heart attack? Tell me. We just need you to stop talking. The doctor will tell you everything. I'm like, hey, the fact that you're not answering, that's how it felt. Sorry, I keep...
No, you're fine. But anyway, they trucked you into the ambulance. They're like, okay, follow us. Don't break the rules of the road because we're allowed to.
You're not.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I've done...
I thought they like escorted you.
No. Okay. So I was pretty close behind you the whole time because it was like midnight. So.
How long did it take us to get there? It felt like 45 minutes.
No, we got on the highway real quick. It was probably only 20, maybe 15. Because they flew you there. I mean, not like they drew you there pretty fast. Like,
did they?
Yeah, they lost me on the highway. And then I get there, and you're already in the room, and all these I mean, in and out of all these nurses and doctors are in and out of their EKGs and all this stuff. And then, well, there's so many people there like, holy crap, what the heck is going on? And no one can give me a straight answer because everyone's like, oh, you're the husband. You should sit over there, or, you know, and then and they're still bumping into me. I'm like, I'm just going to stand out here. Yeah. And the nurses were super nice. One of them came over and kind of stood by me and like, hey, you okay? I'm like, yeah, just take care of that one. So.
Were you scared?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Scared, concerned.
You look scared.
That's
what saved me, you know.
Really?
Yeah, looking across, I told you this. Looking across the room and seeing you crying, shaking, panicking, and there was nothing you could do. And in that moment, I was like, Danny needs me.
I do need you.
You do need me. I need you too. We need each other.
Anyway, it sucked. It was a bad experience. I mean, overall, bad experience.
Can you show us here the pics of your dress for those of us that don't have Instagram? Yes, here it is.
Is she hot? It was 20 years ago. You're gonna change. Like, no one fits in their dress from 20 years ago.
It was really special.
It was really special.
It was special when we found that. Why do you think that first doctor wasn't helpful and was rude? I've had him once or twice before, and he is kind of like that. He's never fallen asleep on me like that, I don't think. But he's always kind of, the other times I've had him, he was just cold. I think he's just old. He's definitely old. And I think that he's at that line of like, should I retire, should I not? And it's clear that he's just been doing this for so long.
Sorry, I don't mean to take your shit away, sir, but you need to, you need to retire. You know, he probably had a really long night. Maybe it was the end of his shift. They do 12-hour shifts. I'm wasted up to 12-hour shifts.
Honestly,
they did all the tests, right? Yeah. They did everything they were supposed to do.
Honestly,
they just didn't do the one test that told us the big thing with the C. diff one. Anyway. Yeah.
Most of them, though.
This is for the C. diff, just to make sure everyone's clear on this.
Yeah.
This is for the C. diff
doctor.
Yes,
for the C. diff.
Not the heart attack.
Not the heart attack.
Heart attack, they took complete care and did everything that they needed to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
They don't mess around when they do the heart stuff. So.
And honestly, 97% of all the doctors and nurses were amazing and wonderful, and very grateful for them. I'm grateful for modern medicine. I'm just grateful for everything.
Let's also be real with ER doctors. They're there to put a Band-Aid on you. They're there to get you stable, and they're there to get you to a real appointment with a doctor to find out specialty things.
Yeah.
Luckily, we decided to push that when we went back the second time. And that's what...
Well, that's because I told the EMT. Remember that, right?
Yeah.
I was like, can you pull the doctor aside and tell him to take this seriously? He's
and
like,
luckily we had that other doctor, and the doctor was obviously there first, and he's like, oh, yeah, this is bad. Let's get you in, kind of a thing. So. Yeah.